You know what it is. We back with another motherfucking episode. It's the goddamn TreeHouse Club podcast, and we here to kick some ass. I mean,
Shit.
not really, but we just here to
Damn, bro.
talk shit and drop some jewels, kick some ass with words. We gonna whoop each other's ass with words.
Yeah, what he said.
I guess.
Now that we got all that out the way, thank y'all for joining us for episode 7.
Nah, niggas,
THC.
episode 6.2.
6.2, 6.3, 6.4.
I'm hating on Curtis's shirt right now, just to let
Bro,
y'all
that
know.
shit wavy, dog.
His
Shit
shirt is
all the way
fire.
wavy.
Like he got the exclusive THC merch. You know what I mean? If y'all want
Yeah.
that, it's gonna be like about $100, but it's for the love. You love us, we love you. You know.
Yeah, man. Yo, damn. Oh shit. I seen some shit today and I wanted to tell y'all about it, but fucking just skipped my mind. God damn it.
It wasn't important, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't important. Yo, you know what I get tired of? Social media trolls. Now I know we do a lot of trolling with each other, but why is it that you have to have I think we talked about this earlier, like proper social media etiquette? It's like if you post, matter of fact, I was talking with BC about this. If you post something on Facebook or IG, people will automatically assume that you wholeheartedly agree with the post if you don't put a disclaimer like, hey, I'm just sharing this for like opinions, you know what I mean? Even though I may have a thought on it. How y'all feel about trolls though?
I troll.
So what's your point in trolling when you do that? Like on certain topics? Like, do you troll people with like it? Because some people be trolling and that's how they feel. You know what I mean? And they just like going on your shit, trying to lean on you like, nah, nigga, you wrong. Da-da-da-da-da. Your moral compass is fucked up. You're relying on this and blase blah. But like, you can't force your moral compass on everyone else and blase blah. Like, so what is a moral compass?
But I mean, are you saying people who just fucking be sensitive to everything online or troll? Like, I think it's a line between people who just be sensitive to shit and people who just be actually just trolling.
That's
like,
a
nigga,
fact.
you just online looking for something. You looking for conflict to engage in, and if it's none there, then you gonna create some. Like,
Right.
so that's a different, you know what I mean? Different
Nah,
kind of-
and I feel that, and it's like when he says sensitive, it's not meaning like sensitive or soft. It could be anybody. Like it don't have to be like somebody that's soft. It can be somebody who's gonna come on your joint and be yelling and screaming at you. But at the same thing, it's the whole idea is they're literally looking for something to have an idea. I mean, not an idea to have an issue about. You know what I'm saying?
Why you
It
yelling
may
and
not,
screaming at somebody online?
because that's what they do.
That's
Like, because
fucking, you ought to
when
be
you-
ashamed of yourself. You
so like when you
yelling and
say
screaming in the comments.
like when you say sensitive, the first thing people want to think is a Karen, right? But it's not always a Karen. Like it may be a Kevin,
Karen for sensitive. Or Karen or Kevin
Well,
for sensitive.
but it may be a Kevin. You know what I mean? It may be a
Why do y'all
Kyle.
use the word Kevin? Because I mean, I know a couple.
Well, I
black
say
dudes named
so.
Kevin, and
Well, it's
they
not
ain't
about
like-
black. When we say
I say a
Karen,
Tom. A
when I
Tom.
say when I hear Karen, I think of like a white woman
Or a Tim.
personally. Like, and I think of like more of a feminine, sensitive type of response to the problem, not necessarily somebody being aggressive.
Nah,
You know
but
what I'm
Karens
saying?
be aggressive though.
I mean, differently than a man would be. And when a man and when a man does it, it doesn't get looked at as sensitive. It just looked at like, oh, well, he's irate. But at the end of the day, it's like it's still sensitivity. It's still like, all right, you know
But
what I
wait,
mean?
I don't want to sway away from the topic. You talking about motherfuckers online? So what?
Troll.
You saying
Nah.
like Karen?
No, I'm saying because Curtis said like, all right, well, people are sensitive, and I'm just letting the viewers know like sensitivity does not always mean like soft. It could be somebody screaming to the top of their lungs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but it's not always
Right,
gonna
I
be
mean,
in
or
the
it could
same
be
box.
just like I mean, a
It could
lot
be
of
anybody.
shit goes on online. A lot of shit happens on the internet, man. So
Facts.
people can be easily triggered by the shit that they see.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
And
depending
some
on what you
it's
going through or where you at, it's mentally, what I say, I said mentally twice, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, so I don't
eh,
know, that could be a form of sensitivity too, but I just think people are
yeah.
quick to react, and then like for me,
They
I
looking for
get it,
stuff, bro.
like every once in a while I might be like, "Oh, I want to comment on some people's stuff," but really I try to avoid that shit because people can, like, communication is so easily um misconstrued and stuff like that when you dealing with like text messaging and comments and posts and the way people react to shit. You could love a picture, hit the little love drawing on the shit, and then now you is it flirting? Like, it's too much fucking, you know what I mean, too many parameters, and people get lost into that and get too emotionally attached to it.
Right.
And I think that's just it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the
Nah, I feel you.
definition of internet troll is an internet slang. A troll is a person who starts flame wars or intentionally upsets people on the internet. This is typically done by posting inflammatory and digressive, I don't know how the fuck you say that. What? Extraneous
Spell it
or
for me, bro.
off-topic message in an online community.
Extraneously.
I am.
Extraneously.
Nah, extraneous. I'm going with extraneous.
Spell it for me,
Off-topic.
bro. God damn. I
It's
was a spelling bee
extraneous.
champ. I want to know what the
Extraneous,
word
yeah.
is.
It's extraneous.
Okay, word. I was hoping
or
so.
or off-topic message in an online community. So pretty much someone who intentionally is trying to piss people off online.
I think so. I was trolling when I made my post.
So that's kind of where I was going. I think it's the nature of the post.
Yeah.
And when you don't kind of like, if you just share or repost without giving your thoughts, and it
Mhm.
kind of only shows the thoughts of the post that you're sharing, then it does leave the
Like,
the
off
reader
putting.
well, it leaves the reader like, well, this person is sharing that, they must have some kind of connection or agreement to it.
Right.
And specifically for the post that we're talking about, basically for the listeners and the viewers, we don't got to pull double, but basically it's talking about
We'll
well, to
edit
me,
it
the
in.
first two, there are two statements on the post, first of all. And
Right.
actually, I'm gonna pull it up. uh Basically, there are two statements on the post. So to me, it's like, excuse me, one thing is saying that this was a Grammy performance with kids watching, like family TV. Here we go. So it's a first little stanza: on network TV with underage kids in attendance in the audience. Now, I didn't watch the Grammys, so I don't know if there was an audience. I don't know if she's misinformed, whatever. But basically saying on network TV with kids watching. That's the first thought. Second thought is, dear hip hop, your version of female empowerment in quotation marks is sexual exploitation. We shouldn't have condoned this behavior in the 80s and 90s, and it shouldn't be celebrated now. So to me, with that being said, those are two separate thoughts. And I think most people ran with the female empowerment statement more than this is on network TV for our kids to hear
Right.
or see and see. But with that being said, you know,
Yeah.
go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
mean, nah, I mean, and it was yeah, like you said, the focus on the post, everybody was focused on the statement of women empowerment. And it was like what I've been seeing, on the internet is a divide. Well, I don't want to say a divide, but two sides. One side is, the I won't say the glorification, but the acceptance of a female sexuality not being looked at as sexual, or if that what I'm saying? Like, it's like the empowerment is the ability for a woman to be able to express themselves how they want sexually, but not to be looked at sexually. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we should be allowed to accept, or we should be accepting their acts of their performance, for lack of better words, as a version or an example of excuse me, women empowerment.
We lost your video, Bill. Not sure.
Oh
What
yeah,
happened,
my fault.
but I'm sure we can
Yeah,
probably still
shoot,
hear you.
my bad. Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, so it's just basically, and then the other side, you have it as though where even women, it'll say like these types of acts, may it be, it is what it is. People can do what they want. Some women and men don't view that as a form or something that should be displayed to our children or to the general audience and at all. You know what I mean? Because of what it portrays. It portrays promiscuity,
promiscuity.
promiscuity, and like a lack of self-respect. But at the same time, it's like, yo, you are respecting your, like, it's you proud of
It's
yourself.
art.
You know what I mean? It's art. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's kind of a tough topic, but it seems like that's like the split between the two. Now I shared the post, basically like, damn, like I do kind of agree. Like these acts of these artists, whether it's male or female, it's just pushing the stereotype of pimps and hoes. It's like, all right, our rappers, they pimps and drug dealers. We push that, we praise that. Our women, when they rap, they're, I don't want to say they're hoes, but they give off a whole like mentality. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. I don't care what anybody thinks. And I feel like that I don't care what anybody thinks gets taken too far.
I agree with you on that one. Well, we're gonna have a special guest
Damn, ain't
dropping
nobody
in
had nothing to say.
here shortly, and so
We will. We really need to honestly ask her.
Nah, yeah, I definitely want to ask her, but I
Yeah.
mean, I wanted to get y'all thoughts, before we brought it in. But I guess y'all can share those after.
I'll go first. So, I mean, I completely agree with the post. I mean, I'm not gonna go too much into it because like it's kind of self-explanatory, but I don't think that should have been on national TV. And if you want to, compare it to other shows and other things of that nature, I don't know if when they show the Grammys, do they have a disclaimer saying this is rated R, this is PG-13, this is whatever? Do they have that? Because if they do, then I ain't gonna say nothing. But if they don't, that's the difference. When we talk about different TV shows, they have disclaimers in the beginning to tell you like kids shouldn't be watching this stuff. And if you let your kids watch it, you let them. But the Grammys, they just play that joint.
Right.
And people looking on the outside, I mean, looking from the outside or however, what I mean, they just gonna watch it because they don't have a disclaimer. So, like I said, I mean, I agree with the post. You know what I mean? And I understand people gonna troll it. I understand people gonna feel away, and I understand that that's how it is. But I mean, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it there.
Okay. So here's what I would say. As far as I'm just going to bring it back to this. J-Lo caught Matt Flack at the Super Bowl. And that was what, a year ago? J-Lo caught Matt Flack for
What did she do?
her outfit that she was wearing, and they were
Oh yeah, I
complaining
remember
that
that.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they were complaining that she her kids was watching it. J-Lo caught Matt Flack for that. So I'm not surprised that Cardi B and Meg was going to catch Matt Flack for the performance that they did on the Grammys. Now, what I'm going to say is I am all for, the women and the women's movement. Do I feel like how they're over sexualized is fair? No. I don't feel like that should be their only way to get put on. Because if we look at like different artists like Rhapsody, who's a dope MC, but she's not, out here half naked, she's not going to get on the mainstream or get the
So
attention that a Meg or a mulatto is going to get. She's not going to get that attention. And it sucks because we want to empower our women and we want to give them every angle of support, but at the same time we also got to hold ourselves to a standard to be able to, when we want to go to that table and we demand a seat at the table, we got to hold ourselves to a certain standard, and we got to make sure that our kids see us in a light where, you know what I mean, it's respected. Now, all day long, if that's what you want to do in your own time in your own business, cool, that's you. You know what I mean?
I don't want to. My bad, DJ. I don't want to cut you off, but I do just want to push back and play devil's advocate just a little bit. So you talking about when we having like a seat at the table. Now, with this Grammys performance that we talking about, right? It was Meg and Cardi. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Megan Carter, yeah.
All right, right. So it was Meg and Cardi. Okay, and we got our
Yeah.
special guest in here.
Wait, John just told me he had to send me a new link.
Nope, it's all good. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all
We
good.
gonna do a new one. We got a
We
few
gonna
minutes.
start
I'm
a
just
new
pushing.
link.
I'm pushing back on DJ real quick though. So my question is, because his statement was just, if we want to see it at the table, we want to make sure that our kids is kind of knowing the right thing to do when they seeing these kind of performances and this, that, and the third. Cardi B just went diamond. So like when you think
Big up
about
to Cardi.
like she almost got a seat at the table. So I'm just saying that to say it's like, well,
Almost.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Time out. What seat are we talking about? Because the seat I'm talking about having a seat at Viacom where we can own a station. I'm not talking about a seat owning a record label where I can sign a few artists. I'm talking about that big seat, bro, where the big money matter. I'm talking about that seat Hove at. I'm talking. Look, that's a prime example. Look at where Jay-Z had to turn, how he had to shape his image in order for people to start really respecting who he is.
Bro, Cardi went diamond. Tell me another woman who went diamond, bro.
Michael Jackson went fucking
I
diamond,
said
and
woman.
that nigga died crazy. Like, what you
I
mean?
said woman.
Yo,
Well,
he
look,
literally.
let me say this. Can I
answered your
just want to
question
say
in that
real
troll.
quick?
He said another woman. He said Michael Jackson.
I do want to say, but look,
Obviously.
Yo, like,
but I do want to say this though. The fact that, like, I think it was DJ, he mentioned artists like Rhapsody, he mentioned other dope women artists, rappers who are not perpetuating that same stuff. But I feel like we gotta acknowledge the fact that it's what sells, it's what gets normalized, it's what gets pushed on the culture and what gets accepted. So I think if we can figure out a way to combat that, like the media is a powerful tool. Like I feel like I be saying the same shit every episode. The viewers probably gonna be like, yo, this nigga say the same thing. Like, but it's the media and our ability to change the narrative. So if we don't allow these discussions to happen and we just keep letting it get normalized, we know that it's not just women that get over sexualized, men get over sexualized in ways too. These young boys is growing up thinking that the way that they become a man is by having sex. You know what I'm saying? So even like thinking about how we grew up, like our whole mentality, we was chasing skirts. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying that we got to start. It's not just the women's responsibility, it's our responsibility too as men, but it's like, it's something that we can't do. Like we can't do it on our own. Men can't just go out here and be respecting women on our own, and it's not a mutual agreement and collaborative effort. You know what I'm saying?
My bad.
All right, y'all.
Hard too.
Look, y'all. So I wanted to give a proper introduction. We got Ronisha Seaton in the building, man. If y'all don't know who she is, man, look, I'm gonna just say she Googleable, all right. So she Googleable, all right, and she Amazonable too. You know what I mean? So you can check her out every goddamn where. You know what I mean? So special woman, special guest tonight. You know what I mean, on the pod. So let's give her a round of applause. You know what I mean? Representing. You know what I mean? Hold it down. We just wanted to have a real woman in here to give some insight on some of the things that we've been discussing, lately. And we know that you're gonna represent. So, just tell the guests, or I'm sorry, this is the TreeHouse podcast, y'all. TreeHouse Club. So you already know what it is. You know what I mean, you already know what it is. So, but tell the audience, I'm sorry, some more about yourself, some of the things you got going on.
All right. Thank you for that introduction, John.
You
Listen,
already.
I'm not even like 100% prepared for this, but I'm here though, and I'm gonna bring it how I'm gonna bring it. But as John said,
TreeHouse Club.
I'm Ronisha Seaton. I'm Googleable. All right, I guess I am. I'm Amazonable. Yeah, I am. You feel me? Something light, little light work. I'm an author, motivational speaker, playwright, full-time entrepreneur, life coach, youth advocate. I mean, the list can go on, but I'm just gonna stop right there. I'm here to indulge in the pot tonight.
Right.
Word,
Right.
word.
We appreciate you coming through, Ronnie. We really do. You know, we've been discussing as you heard already some of the things going on with the Grammy performance from Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, and we wanted to really just kind of get a woman's insight on, what what is women's empowerment. This is a hot topic right now, and some people are really arguing that this over sexualization could possibly be dangerous for not just the way women are viewed, but also the way the children, the youth are receiving this message and the lyrics and the imagery. So we just, it ain't no right or wrong answers, you know what I'm saying? We just want to know what you think, you know what I mean, as a woman, a real woman.
I mean, I got mixed emotions about it because I'm also a mother as well. We can't depend on society to raise our children and instill certain values inside of them, right? So you got Cardi B and you got Meg Thee Stallion, but are they really catered towards kids? You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, they going to do whatever they got to do to make their coin, right? And we talking about the music industry. The music industry is going to make them do what they need to do in order for them to get their coin too, because let's just keep it a bean. They work for somebody. They have somebody over top of them, right? So they have to put these things out here, and sex sells. So if that's the thing that's going to sell, that's what they going to do. They going to say, get out here, circle a little bit, throw that ass to the circle, do whatever you got to do to get the people riled up. But children, it's like back in the day when a sex scene came on TV, you told your kids to cover their eyes or leave the room, right? So it's
I
like,
still tell my little cousin that. I'm like,
right,
close your eyes.
yeah, I mean, as a parent, I mean, you either going to tell your child to leave the room or you going to let them see it, and then you're going to educate them and say, okay, this is what's going on. But as a young woman growing up, as a young lady, this is not how you should be flaunting your body, X, Y, and Z, right? You should know that your body is your only, the only thing that you own. And once you give it away, it's over. That's your prized possession. So it's like a lot of parents or a lot of people are giving them backlash for being who they are. We all know who Cardi B is. She talk about sucking dick, all kinds of stuff, okay? You feel me? Meg Thee Stallion do the same thing. I mean, it's nothing wrong with them over sexualizing themselves.
But here's
Cardi
my
B
question.
told y'all a while ago that she don't even let her children listen to her daughter listen to her stuff.
But here's my question though. Why?
Okay. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
So why is it okay for ABC to allow this to be broadcasted? You know what I mean? Because of the sexual manner and because of the type of audience that they're trying to reach, knowing who's watching, knowing that these pre-performance get vetted. So
yeah, they don't give a damn about that. All they care about is money, right? So if Cardi B shaking her ass or Megan Thee Stallion shaking her ass is the cash cow, they don't give a damn who's watching. Again, we can't, as parents, if you're a parent, I'm a parent, I have a daughter. So I can't depend on the media to raise my child. I can't. You know what I mean? But if that's the case, if we're going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, let's just talk about everything that's over sexualized. Because the TV, the shows on TV is over sexualized. Instagram is over sexualized. Facebook is over sexualized. Everything you see, the billboards, the radio station, everything is literally over sexualized. So if you don't instill those seeds inside your children and keep watering them so that when they do go off on their own, they know how to come back. Even if they go astray a little bit, then whose fault is that? That's your fault as a parent, because you can't depend on society to raise your children. I have a daughter. Yeah, she sees she's on TikTok. TikTok got it all. But she know damn well she not about to be out here throwing her ass in the circle or twerking or degrading herself in that way. The things that they do is entertainment, and people pay for entertainment. Nobody's going to pay for something that's boring that they're not going to get nothing out of. That's what men want to see in women.
So let me ask you this question, and this is a question for everybody. do you think there should be tighter restrictions and more censorship around what media is just accessible? I mean, when we think about all
Absolutely.
of it, from like, it's like this shit is like softcore porn. You know
Well,
what I'm
back in the
saying? Like,
day, we couldn't watch porn unless it was after a certain hour and the
On the
TV was
Squiggly, I
fuzzy.
on the
On the
Squiggly
Squiggly
channel.
Pornhub,
Don't forget
right.
that Squiggly channel.
like Pornhub, let's keep it a thing. Pornhub wasn't always free.
y'all
Now
was
Pornhub
was
is
trying to
free.
see through the squigglies.
Don't forget
You
that
goddamn
Squiggly
right.
channel.
But y'all was
bro.
trying, y'all nasty, man.
I
Y'all was
was
trying
trying
to
to see through the
see
Squiggly
through the
channels on
fuzz,
99.
trying to see through the
It was
fuzz on the
99.
damn
Look, we on
nasty.
the channel, 99.
Yo, wow, look.
You know
Y'all
what I'm
crazy,
saying?
man.
Absolutely, it definitely should be censored, but it's just like, propaganda. The media has an agenda, right?
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, one person can't stop it. Us being on this podcast talking about it, voicing our opinions is not going to stop them from making any money. As
Right.
long as sex continue to sell, they're going to continue to put it out there. That's one of the number one industries out here in the world. It's
Right.
sex.
First one.
So porn, soft porn, all of that. You think about Instagram, everybody want to get a new body. Everybody want to know how to twerk. Everybody want new breasts and changing their whole image because they think that's the way to go. And nobody actually truly is valuing their self in the way that they was actually born in, the skin that they're actually in, because they see that this is what the media is putting out there, and this is what the people are attracted to. Everybody nowadays got an OnlyFans. I mean, I ain't got no OnlyFans.
I was about
but
to say, I ain't
everybody
got
everybody.
pays for the OnlyFans.
DJ, you got OnlyFans, bro. As a matter of fact, don't even tell me, bro.
Don't answer.
You had that look on your face like, oh shit.
Nah.
I think my fault. I think I got a statement or a question that kind of goes to that. It's like, what happens? Because you're totally right. It's on us parents and even folks who are not parents. Like, going back to the cliche, it takes a community, right? But what happens when the music and the entertainment and the media start spilling into real life? And I think that's what you was kind of getting into, where it's like, okay, you got a certain group of kids, like, all right, out of 10 kids, 30%, 3 of them going to be cool, but you got that other 7 that you just don't know. So once that starts spilling into real life, like, what are some of the ways that you, like you said with your daughter, like, she is on TikTok, but she knows that she can only go to a certain extent. Like, how do we, but her friends might be, what I'm saying, going a little step further. What's the balance on that?
So this is the thing. Like, we gonna talk about this. We can't talk about the now. We got to talk about before, right? So when your child is fresh out the womb, you start planting seeds in them, right? So if you never told your child their self-worth, or you never encouraged them, or you never really had their back them, this is why the media manipulates our children, because a lot of parents are absent. And some parents aren't absent intentionally. Some parents are absent because they are single parents, or they have to work, or they just can't be there all the time, right? And let's just be honest. When we were children, our parents didn't know all the things that we were involved in either. So it starts there. Like, when your child is first born, and they say your kid is a sponge from birth on up until like 6 or 7 years old, that's when you have to start instilling them things inside of them. And if you don't instill them in them, then it's going to be hard to bring them back. You get what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to bring them back. It's going to be somebody else that probably come in their life that they listen to, and they feel like they don't really have to listen to you because you was never really truly there. Yeah. So even down to me, like, I have 3 children. I have 2 boys and I have a girl. My daughter has friends who's allowed to get their nails done. My daughter's not allowed to get her nails done. She's not 16. When she turns 16, she can have an Instagram. She can get her nails done. She'll get a little bit more freedom. But a lot of things are restricted from her that her friends are allowed to get. And granted, she get upset like, well, why can't I do this and why can't I do that? And she look at me like I'm strict. But when I start breaking things down to her, and then she see the end result with her friends, she be like, oh, damn, well, my mom was just trying to protect me. So the thing is, children aren't going to realize, the things that you're trying to instill in them at the moment until a situation may occur for them to then be like, oh, damn. So one of the things that I know for a fact about my child is that she watches everything that I do. So as a parent, we got to lead by example, right? So it's like, again, when it starts spilling over into, the home, into real life situation, you just got to trust that you did all that you can do. Because at the end of the day, honestly, at the end of the day, like, our children are our children because we birthed them, but we don't own their minds. They're going to go out here, they're going to make mistakes. They're going to, have
Develop
people
their own
moments.
world view.
Yeah, exactly. So we just got to make sure we plant the seed. So even if they go astray, they know where to come back to. Because we
Right.
all went astray. My ass went astray before too. You feel me? I was out here just doing whatever the hell I wanted to do and willy-nilly, all confused mentally and all just messed up. But I end up coming back and I'm walking a straight path now. But it's because the things that was instilled in me at a young age that I just kind of neglect. And then as I had experiences, I'm like, all right, you know what? I can will myself back in now.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a fact. The thing about to answer who said it? John, your question as far as like the censorship, that's like a touchy subject when you think about it, because like if we start adding more restrictions and censorship, it's going to just kind of segue to what we kind of already seeing with certain information that's being restricted. So it's kind of one of those things like it's a scary ground to play with when you want to start restricting content, because you almost restricting the freedom of speech and voice and like opinion at that time. So at the end of the day, like what we talking about, like thinking about it, like with this discussion, it's almost like we have no business, like Ranisha said, it ain't nothing we can do talking about it to change what's already at play. But we have to do our part as far as instilling in our children and the people that we're around, as far as educating them more about what's actually at play and how people are being manipulated by the media and propaganda.
So do you think through that, then essentially more people will start to disregard this type of media? They won't indulge in it. Cause like I ain't watched the Grammys. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I ain't even watched the performance because I already know what it is type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, I'm just asking, do you think more people will then, just start to, as more people become aware, start to.
I feel like that would be the hope, for more people to become aware and not condone or be entertained by the content. But what I think would happen is, with restrictions, people want to rebel against those restrictions. It's gonna be like, oh nah, like we really want to see it. We really want to act out in a sense as far as those restrictions. But
I mean, but
yeah,
it
I think
was
that would be the hope.
restrictions here before, though. I mean, like, I don't know why the restrictions was taken down. It was restrictions on a lot of stuff. And it's just like, I don't want to offend nobody. And I know this is a touchy subject, but it's like, soon as like Obama passed the law for the, LBGT community, but like all this stuff, like everything just
Floodgates
started
opened.
Yeah,
like,
everything just became
Everything became a civil rights issue.
and it was just
Facts,
like,
nigga.
yo, because
Yo,
before
I
that,
was
that's
it
real.
Yo,
still
I
was
was I had
censored.
made it. Yo, I made a joke the other day, right? I was telling my girl, I was like, yeah, yo, I'm telling all my black friends I'm throwing an equality party. Don't tell nobody. I was like, there's always gonna be that one person that goes spill the beans. Yo, there's having an equality party at Dwayne's house. I come home, everybody at the party, everybody wanted to like, Spanish dude over here, got a white guy over here. yo, what you doing here? I'm here for the equality party.
Right.
Like, yo, I thought I told one person. I said, don't tell nobody.
Everybody there.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, but I think and speaking of just civil rights and equality and everything that's been going on socially, it's just been a lot of heavy shit. The violence that has been plaguing, our community, and I mean, of course, we know that the media also plays a part in that, but I think we need an overall culture shift, because we see a lot of things around, a lot of police killings and police shootings that are, causing a lot of civil unrest and people to feel even more uncomfortable with the police. But I think it was Ronnie, you mentioned propaganda, and I think sometimes we get caught up in And BC, you also mentioned this. You said how the media becomes the reality, or so it's like we're seeing right now, or at least I feel like we're seeing right now, the whole entire society become a reflection of what the media is, whether that is something that somebody else created or if it's like the whole reality TV. It's like we see niggas get killed. That shit is traumatizing. We see all kind of, it's like we can't tell fact from fiction, as they say. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I'm just curious to know, what are y'all thoughts on around that, because there's there's a recent event that just took place, correct?
Excuse me. I think what you mentioned is Lamont Moses. So the event was in January, um, but
January
yesterday,
30th
yeah,
or
yesterday,
21st.
yeah, yesterday they just released the police footage from the body cameras. So and of course the initial report was, um, let's just say, police like, what I'm saying, in danger and stuff like that. And then with the body camera footage being released, it kind of shows a little bit of a different story in my opinion. um but I think it's just something that we got to face. And Ronnie, with you being a youth advocate and having two boys, and being from the inner city, what I'm saying, and having those experiences, what type of things do you tell your boys and even young men and women that you mentor, and how to stay safe out here?
So, I don't know the recent event that just happened that y'all talked about, but I just do know like
I'm gonna
things
send
that
it
have
to you.
happened in the past. This is always a touchy subject because it's kind of like, why do you have to walk around feeling like you are a target? You know what I mean? But
Well,
I
I
had
do wanna, because you don't know, I want to fill you in because I don't
okay,
want to leave you in the cold of what happened. So
I
to
just
give
okay,
sent
you
her the
spark,
article too.
yeah, but to give you the spark note version of it.
Sure.
So essentially, black man, east side of Wilmington, in Delaware, fell asleep in his car. Cops came up, noticed that the car was on. Black man again in the car sleeping. They tapped on the window. He cracked it. They proceed to open the door of his car. They wasn't on no like aggressive, you know what I mean? It was more so like they was trying to be friendly, but was smart ass kind of friendly type shit because they knew the
hmm
cameras was on and shit. So, you know what I mean? They asked Bull like what he was doing. He told the cops, "Hey, my mom live over here." Now, I'm gonna say from the footage that I was looking at, it looked like he was on the street and on like around him was pretty much project building. So you'd have to get out, walk up a path before you got to a house. It wasn't like he was parked directly out front of a house. You know what I mean? I just want to give the scene of what it looked like. Again, they, ask him what he's doing. He's like, "Yo, my mom, she live here. I'm chilling. I ain't doing nothing." They let him know he was asleep. They was like, "Yo," he was like, "We looking for stolen cars." He telling them that his car is not stolen. They like, "Yo, we didn't ask that. We just asking what you doing." He said again, he tells the police, "Yo, my mom live here." They pretty much just asking for ID. Guy starts the car, puts it in drive, pulls off with the doors open. As again, the cops are telling him, "Don't leave, don't leave." He proceeds to pull off, goes down the street. All the cops, get in their car, chase him down the street. Guy drives to a dead end. At the dead end, you know what I mean? He's reversing, trying to turn the car around. He gets the car turned around. Cops pull up, and they first officer pulls out with the weapon already drawn. And he's looking, I'm gonna tell you to look, he's looking to fire. I will say that from the footage that I saw. And the guy, he's pretty much trying to get away. He's trying to like drive around the police. It doesn't look like, from my perspective, he was intentionally trying to hit the police. But you know what I mean? As an officer, he can probably take it as, "Yo, I was scared. He got a vehicle. I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do." So, you know what I mean? Second officer pulls up second. He gets out the car, and from his cam, you literally see he ain't trying to shoot no fucking body. Like he get out the car like, "Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh man." Third officer, he's pulling up behind both the other officers. Mind you, the first officer's already fired his gun several times. The third officer comes up. He has no point of shooting his gun, period, at all. There's no reason for him to shoot his gun, but he still proceeds to shoot 2 shots. And black guy hits the light pole, pretty much dies.
yeah. All right, so this is why I have mixed emotions about this. And it's like, all right. Okay, so let me give you my spiel. Now, I'm only going based off everything that you said, right?
I sent you the article too, Ronnie.
All right,
Video
I
and
check
stuff.
the article out in a second, but I'm just gonna go based off of what you said. All right. Okay. So one of the things that I do know, now I'm not in law enforcement or anything like that. Okay. Now I have a close friend who actually went to a bar one night, right? And was drinking, fell asleep in his vehicle with his car on. The cops knocked on his door. Okay. He opened the door or whatever. Talked to the police officer. He ended up getting charged with a DUI because his car was still on and he was drunk inside the vehicle, got his license suspended and everything. That's a fact. That happens. So the fact that they came to the car and all of that, I guess they quote unquote had probable cause. The car was on, you sleep, they knock, what's going on in here? Now, this is where it gets tricky because what I'm telling my boys, because of the color of your skin and your genetic makeup, by default, you are a threat. It's a shame that it has to be that way, but by default, you are a threat. Cooperate. This doesn't mean that you're a chump. This doesn't mean that you less of a man or anything like that. I just need you to cooperate so that one, if you grown, you can get back home to your family. If you got a family, two, you can get back home to me. Bull, why would you pull off? And granted, I don't want to blame him for his own death, but you know how shit is. First of all, he in Wilmington. All right, we all know how Wilmington is. You already said that he in an area where it looked like the project is. So by default, the cops already on, a little defense side. It's fucked up, but let's just talk about
Cops
the facts.
already on bullshit. They pulling up on
Exactly.
bullshit.
So let's just talk about the facts. Now, he in the project, low income, high risk area, multiple shootings and shit happening around there. They don't know. He might have been sitting there casing out the scene. He may have not been. But by the fact that he pulled off with the door open, trying to escape and made it seem like he was suspicious about something. And then, granted, you already know that the cops are not trained to de-escalate. They train to escalate. So if they pull out their gun, they gotta bust it. That's just like me or you. If somebody comes to me with a gun and I got a gun on my hip, I'm gonna pull my goddamn gun out and I'm gonna bust it at you. Now, granted, he didn't pull a gun out at the cop, but he could have rammed his car into the police officer. He could have rammed his car into the police officer car. Although the man was trying to get away, my thing is, why did you try to pull off from the jump? They asked you for the information, just give them the information, and maybe that would have been it. It sounds like to me, what are you trying to run from? Maybe you just afraid. Because if I get pulled over, I'm just going to be honest. I'm a Black woman. Yeah. And I'm not no man, but Garrett, I'm not exempt from getting shot or, being a target if I don't cooperate with the police. So already by default, you see the sirens behind you, your heart start beating, you like, oh, fuck, what the hell I do? And you in a panic mode. So I'm just like, maybe, the young man was afraid, but pulling off wasn't the right thing to do. It's unfortunate that he lost his life. But if we look at, I think we all probably saw American Skin. Right? That was a tough movie to watch. A lot of people watched it with a biased mindset. But when I watched it unbiased, and I definitely took in both sides of the spectrum. And like the police officer said, look at the era you in. Look at the time of the night it is. Everybody wants to stop the bad guys, do this and do that. But then when we kill somebody or we do something, then we're the bad guy. This is not me taking up for the police. I'm just saying that sometimes we need to be accountable for our actions. And when everybody start to uproar and, oh, why the cop do that? I need them to look at both sides. Why did my man's pull off?
Right. I kind of agree because I feel like, and I said this kind of in a conversation earlier, Scott, funny as shit. But I said how, I was saying how, I feel like I was doing this youth like violence prevention program, helping out with that, right? And one of the things we were teaching the boys was about their interactions with the police and how to survive your interaction with the police, because all the kids, they yell fuck 12, fuck 12. Like these kids say that, like, and they say that to the cops. Like the kids that I was working with, they see the cops and yell at. So their whole entire mindset about the police is run. And I ain't gonna lie, when we was kids, that was our mindset. If the police try to stop you, run. And it was by the grace of God that I've survived and I've gotten away.
Glory.
It was yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. And I'm telling you, it was by the grace of God that because I done ran from the cops plenty of times. Shit. And I got away.
Me too, John.
And then ain't shit. And then there ain't nothing they can do about it now. You can't get me now, bitch. Fuck y'all. Fuck 12. All right. Treehouse Club Pod, nigga. But and is though teaching these kids though on a serious note, they got to understand how to survive the interaction with the police. And now that I'm a legit law-abiding citizen, you know what I'm saying, I'm no longer participating in illegal activity. You know what I'm saying? I can, if the police stop me, all I got to do is comply, because the statistics show, the data shows that if I don't comply, then I'm more likely to lose my life. So if he say step out the car, sure, officer, no problem. My hands are up here. My officer, my wallet is in my back right pocket. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and being respectful. So I think if these young boys understand that they need to show a level of respect to the law, and I know that shit sound hard. Like Ronnie said, it don't make you a punk. Nigga, you trying to go home to your family. You got to play this game called life. Because when you go in for a motherfucking job interview and you trying to get a motherfucker to write you a check, nigga, you better show some motherfucking respect the same way. You know what I'm saying? You trying to make it home with your life, dog. So, you know what I mean? I'm just being real. So, you know, I just think we got to start instilling that in some kind of way. It's a book that I'm gonna find that book on my shelf, and then I'm gonna drop it. I'll post it up on the I'm gonna post it on the IG, the Treehouse Club podcast. Make sure you follow us on the IG, Treehouse Club Pod. I'm gonna post a picture up there of the book. So yeah.
Yo, I just, since I was not that I'm the only eyeball, but I just want, and not saying that y'all didn't say it. With all that being said, because I totally agree, we got to have the right level of decorum with the police. You know what I'm saying? We got to have the right mind frame. You're not a chump for listening to them. Even if you're in the wrong, you know what I'm saying? You got to take your lumps, right? Like, you got something on you ain't supposed to have, you okay, you getting booked. You on probation? All right, well, you might be going through something. Get it. I just think my whole thing for this whole debacle is like, basically that the young man lost his life, and I'm not saying that y'all missed that at all.
Yeah, and rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
I hope I don't sound insensitive.
No. That's why I said no. And y'all didn't miss that at all. But I think especially earlier, after watching the video, it just seems to me like it's okay. Like, basically, it's okay for a cop to feel danger, but it may not be real danger, and then but still somebody ends up losing their life. And I think for me, that was the biggest thing, that was like the hurt piece. Basically, it's like, well, damn, yes, my man was wrong in multiple facets of this encounter. Yes, I could totally agree. However, to me, it's just like, it's like a gang that just don't got no kind of repercussion out on the street at the end of the day. So once again, I don't think y'all did it. I love everything y'all said, and it was spot on. Just for me personally, that this gang mentality at the end of the day, where it's just like, I could do this, and it's recorded, right? And it's recorded. And real quick, on the video I watched, it has like the chief investigation officer, whatever, kind of giving the opening spiel. And even in his opening spiel, it's like, oh, keep in mind that these are 2D cameras and may not catch everything that the officer hears. And also the officer may not hear everything that the camera hears. And it's like, what? Like,
What?
so
Right.
you,
Yeah.
so
They
you,
already on
Justification.
bullshit.
They already
Justification.
propagandizing it.
Bullshit.
Like they
Come on.
setting the commentary for the video, and they shouldn't be done that way. It should have been raw video. We should have got everything from when they got out the car to when they walked up to him. All we got
It's-
was
it's
when they
leaving-
at the car.
it's leaving the cops' perception open, bro, for court. Because he's saying like,
Because you don't hear what they say before they walk up.
that's leaving, but that's like leave it open for interpretation, as if, let's say it was a passenger in the car. Passengers say they didn't hear, they heard gun. The camera don't catch the gun nowhere, but or another cop hears gun. So basically, all it's saying is leaving room for the cops to twist the shit
for
what they
twist
want.
To manipulate it.
the narrative.
To
To
manipulate.
manipulate it.
So-
Absolutely, but
In,
this is
in
the
court,
thing,
it won't
though.
be like that though.
You
I just
said
want-
like this
oh,
is
go
the
ahead.
thing. So it's been so many incidents where the cops has been getting off on these cases, right? And in some things, it's like, damn, well, damn, you ain't really have to kill him. Like, all right, granted, I know it was wrong. You don't really have to kill him. That's why I'm like, yo, it's unfortunate that, you know, boy had to lose his life, but let's just keep it real. You called the cops a gang, right? This is a gang. The only way that you fight fire sometimes is to fight it with fire. And it's like, even when all that shit was going on with the Black Lives Matter movements and, you know, defund the police and people rioting, I'm not going to no fucking riot with a cell phone. I'm not going to a gunfight with my cell phone to record. So it's like, yo, until we actually stand up as a community and do some shit about this, it's going to continue to happen, and the cops going to continue to be a gang, because it's like, at the end of the day, if we stood up properly for wrongful deaths, right? And you understand what I'm saying? You got a gun, I got a gun too. Like the way these people be spraying everybody on the streets, right? You killing innocent people, you running up on people for money, but as soon as the cop come, you play scared. They human too. They bleed just like we do. Only difference is they have a badge. And it's crazy. It's like we're gonna have to go to war in order to get our respect. And until then, we're gonna continue being chunked by the police or being killed by the police, because ain't nobody doing nothing but just talking about it. And then another thing is that Black people don't move in silence. We expose our right hand to our left hand. And one thing that you ain't supposed to be doing is always letting your right hand know what your left hand is doing. You got to keep some things silent. So it's like with Black people, we quick to organize something online publicly or have all these hashtags, and like you letting the people know where to find us. You letting them know what our plan is. Like we don't plan properly, and that's why it's a lot of Black people failing in the community. And this is why it's hard for our community to rise as a people together and unite, because of that reason. So until